The 2001 movie Black Hawk Down depicts the true story of a U.S. military operation in the East African nation of Somalia. A task force made up of U.S. Army Rangers, a Special Operations Aviation Regiment, and members of Delta Force were sent to the capital city Mogadishu to capture senior members of a violent civilian militia led by the savage Somali warlord Mohammed Farah Aidid. Though the mission was ultimately successful, the task force of 100 soldiers quickly found themselves outnumbered and outgunned by the Somali militia. The operation was supposed to take no more than an hour to complete. However, the soldiers were engaged in intense, close combat, fighting for their lives for more than 15 hours. Vicious Somali gunmen fiercely attacked our soldiers with a wide assortment of weapons, including more than 200 rocket-propelled grenades, and ultimately shot down 2 Black Hawk helicopters and killed 18 American soldiers during the battle. Hello and welcome to Inside CBP. I'm Michael Pope. In this edition of Inside CBP, honoring our veterans, one of CBP's own, Border Patrol agent Adalberto Rodriguez, was one of the U.S. soldiers who bravely fought in that fierce 15-hour firefight in Mogadishu. On that unforgettable day, October 3, 1993, Agent Rodriguez left part of himself on that East African battlefield. But what he did not leave behind was a strong desire to serve his country, which he does today as a member of U.S. Customs and Border Protection.
Everybody has to sacrifice a little so we can all live the way we do. And that's how I like to tell anybody that they ask me. I don't see my sacrifice as great or holy, but I'm doing my part. If I'm doing my part the way I'm doing it, with the conditions that I have, all of us, I'm pretty sure, can.
But Agent Rodriguez's recollection of the gun battle against hundreds of Somalis with malice in their hearts more than 16 years ago is as crisp as if it happened yesterday.
My particular mission was to fast rope from a UH-60 helicopter into one of the corners of the building so we could create a perimeter along with the other 3 units in order for other elements of the task force to come inside the building and capture the prisoners. Helicopters flared, there was dust everywhere, and as soon as we hit the target building, there was gunfire everywhere. There were rocket-propelled grenades going off everywhere, and immediately I spotted enemy combatants shooting at us, and I acquired a position where I could engage them, and I immediately started engaging them. Shortly thereafter, the Humvees finally showed up. The fighting continued. We took extreme heavy fire from everywhere we went. And to top it all off, one of the helicopters got hit and it went down.
We got a Black Hawk down, we got a Black Hawk down.
So we were ordered to approach the crash site and create a perimeter. It seemed to me that it was an ambush in every place that we went, in every corner, every turn. There was people running everywhere with rifles. It was a target-rich environment, if you will.
Agent Rodriguez suffered many serious wounds during the fight, resulting in permanent and disabling injuries.
I was shot several times with small arms fired. I was shot in my back, in my hip. I took a round in close to my knee and a little bit below it. Also, RPG took most of the back of my knee, severed my hamstrings and all the nerves that lead to my leg. The rocket-propelled grenade came from my left, hit the gas tank in the Humvee. At that point, I'm engulfed in a ball of fire, and I could hardly breathe, so I decided to jump out of the Humvee. I'm laying on the ground. I tried to cover my leg as much as I could, put pressure on it to prevent blood everywhere. And that's when this Somali decides to come across the ambush line, and he tries to shoot me point-blank range. He pointed his rifle, and he just pulled the trigger, full automatic. And I believe he hit me 3 times.
Agent Rodriguez was hospitalized for 7 months at the Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Washington, D.C. While here, he received excellent medical care from the staff during his grueling recovery period. Now, his courage and sacrifice were honored by many visitors, including the President of the United States.
Mr. Clinton came into my room. That was a very touchy moment. He was touched. He couldn't believe that we were so young. He asked me how old I was. I told him I was 20 years old. As soon as I got into Walter Reed, I had a dedicated team of doctors working on me, and they pretty much took care of me from head to toe. There, the doctors did everything they could to save my leg, which they were successful at it.
Agent Rodriguez has a permanent disability, but he found a different kind of strength to endure the rigorous training required to become a member of both the Border Patrol's Special Response Team, or SRT, and the Border Tactical Team, or BORTAC.
The Special Response Team selection course was brutal. I'm not gonna lie, but it's all in your mind. Your body can take a lot of punishment, and that's my motto. You know, if your mind is willing to do it, you will be willing to do it. Your body sometimes presents limitations. You just got to learn how to deal with them and work with them, and so you can overcome obstacles.
Today, Agent Rodriguez is stationed in El Paso, Texas, where he stops undocumented migrants and potential terrorists from entering the country. He seizes illegal narcotics and guards our nation's borders with the spirit of an American warrior.
I feel that if we can protect our country, we can live better lives. And so it's worth, you know, dying for, fighting for, standing guard for it. It's completely worth it. Because after all, if there is no country, there is no family. There is no peace. There is no prosperity.
CBP Border Patrol agent Adalberto Rodriguez is but one shining example of the love of country that fuels many of the men and women who are part of U.S. Customs and Border Protection. We honor CBP personnel who served our nation as part of the U.S. military and who continue to defend our country as part of U.S. Customs and Border Protection. For Inside CBP, I'm Michael Pope.